Hello, wonderful humans. Welcome to a live random unboxing and just Q&A or I don't know, random stuff. I was bored and didn't have a video to post this week, so we're going to try our hand at some going live solo. So if I mess up, it's all my fault. Hopefully this is live. If anybody is watching, let me know in the comments if you can see and or hear me. And if not, you might watch this later, and I appreciate that as well. So, basically, in my collection, I have quite a bit of games in shrink, and I'm going to open some of them today live for all of you, with the exception of one that is already open, but I want to talk about it anyway, and we'll get to that. I'm borrowing a little bit of Eric in the complaining department for that one, so look forward to that. But basically, the rest of these are games that I've had. Probably the longest is last Christmas, so over a year ago is this one right here. The rest are within the last year, and I know that because we're coming up on the Dice Tower Retreat, which I attended last year, and a few of these games played there, and then they went on the Christmas list. So there's that. And a couple of them are just ones that I know I'm going to like. I just haven't gotten to open them yet. And so we'll get right to it. What do I want to start with here? All right. So here's a game that has a ton of expansions, and this is just one of them. And this is one of the Dixit expansions. This one's called Daydreams. Add even more fun to your Dixit game with the Dixit Daydreams expansion. If you've never played this game, basically you are given a clue and playing down these cards, and then one person's trying to kind of guess who gave that one. You get points in different ways. If everybody guesses your card, you don't get any points. But if one person does and a few people don't, you get some points. And there's a couple different ways to score. But the cool thing about this game is really the artwork. So now you may hear an echo because going live, doing stuff live. Oh, there we go. Kind of. Let's see if we can get that to be better. Oh, that's slightly better. There we go. Oh. Oh man, this is so exciting to watch. This is live. I swear I did have this set up already before. All right, so it's upside down. Whatever. Here's the Dixon expansion. Coolest thing about this game is the artwork. Huge cards, tarot-sized cards, which is good because the artwork is the most integral part of this game. So it's on a larger than normal card because you want to see the details. So I am not going to go through every single card in this deck, but I'll show you a few. That's interesting. Terrifying. Huh. I like that one. That's Halloween costume right there. Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah, you're doing a great job, buddy. Thumbs up all around. Oh, man. Driving test. Okay. Yep. That about sums it up. Hi, my wife is watching. Lauren, do you hear a weird echo, or is it just me? Please let me know. That guy looks similar to a couple cards ago. A lot of mad scientist, builder, engineer type things there. I like it. I like it. Oh, that's a fun animal. Oof. Terrifying. No weird echo. Great. So it's just me. Little fox and a fish. Big bird in the window. Oh, okay. Bird assassin. I guess he's carrying a Tommy gun, right? I can only assume. This looks like it could be a Far Side cartoon. Bubble snail. Looks like one of my kids' toys. Feathers. Cool. All right. There's a few of those. Again, not going to go through them all, but I know I'm going to keep them. I love this game. We have, I think, with this one, 2 expansions, but the base game gives you a lot of cool artwork also. It's a great game. Plays up to, I believe it's 8. That says it on the base game box. Oh, here it goes. Oh, 3 to 6. 3 to 6. Plays in about 30 minutes. 8 is 8 and up. I think I'm okay with that age range. You know, it's not a ton of strategy here. Sorry, I'm like holding the cards and not showing you any. More animals, more Far Side reminiscent artwork here. Yeah, another like mad scientist Dexter's Lab kind of artwork. What else? What else? A lot of animals in this too. A lot of architectural chess, you know, rook castle type stuff. A lot of structures. So again, if you've never played this game, you get a hand of these cards. And when it's your turn, you will give a clue out loud. This clue could be one word. It could be a song lyric. It could be a saying. It could be a proper noun. Anything you want. And then everyone looks at their cards and picks one that they think, you know, represents that phrase or word that you just said. Everybody picks one, puts it face down, flip them all over, and assign them, you know, a spot like 1 through 5 or whatever. And then everyone's going to use a token to vote, pick which card they think was the correct one. If people guess your card and it wasn't your turn, you're going to get points. If everyone gets it correct, I believe you don't get any points, but maybe everybody else does. I forget that part. The scoring is a little wonky. But anyway, my point on this rant is that I think even younger folks can play this game because, you know, they can make up any clue they want. They can play a card and they can randomly get votes sometimes or maybe even do well at it. So there's that. Dixit, highly recommend. Again, even just to pass the time. Look at these guys. Like they're about to invent something. I feel like a lot of this is like multiverse stuff, right? This is like the Wright brothers in the multiverse where they invent, you know, tree airships. I don't know. Anyway, that's Dixit. Hello, everyone. If you're just tuning in, I'm doing a live unboxing. It's very exciting. There's a lot of people watching. One person watching. But I guarantee this video will get views after it's live. I'm thinking even 13, 14 views. Fingers crossed. All right. Next up is a game that my lovely wife actually got for me. And I'm okay with random game gifts coming home. Haven't opened this yet because I won't play it until that time of year. But it is a Halloween game. It's called Pumpkin Showdown. This is from Funko Games. I feel like they have a ton of holiday style themed games in this size box now. There's a bunch for Christmas, and there's been a couple for Halloween. I had never heard of this one. This was a genuine surprise when she brought this up. I had no idea about this game. If it is like a lot of the other Funko holiday type games, like the Grinch one we have, and there's like a Frosty the Snowman one, they're usually pretty simple. This has a silly spooky card game. What's inside? Ooh, it's so spooky. I do like the artwork, and I like the color scheme. Oh, and I like the use of the inside of the game box. It's a little intro here. On a crisp autumn evening, you may dare to follow a ghost that will lead you away to Boo Hollow. Leaf-covered sidewalks with homes, shops, and schools. Boo Hollow's like most towns, but it's haunted by ghouls. Nina conjures up potions. Scratch makes you a deal. Gabe eats trick-or-treat candy for all of his meals. Phineas howls at the moon with delight. Newt loves to cook while Zeke parties all night. Gathered up in the graveyard of this spooky town, these friends are all ready for Boo Hollow Pumpkin Showdown. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, that was unexpected. A nice, big, chunky 12-sided, 12-sided die. Very cool. And it's orange, and it looks like a pumpkin. I'm on board. Oh, and speaking of, little pumpkin token. Not sure what that's for yet. And here's our cards. So, what's the object here? All right, you're going to join in the pumpkin fight. Knock players out of the game by scoring 3 hits against them. The last player standing wins. Sounds like Halloween to me. Shuffle the pumpkin cards face down. Place the cards. Die nearby. What are you going to do? All right, so players take turns throwing pumpkins at each other. On your turn, you are the thrower, and we'll choose a player to throw pumpkins at. Eric's going to hate this game. He's going to love it and hate it. If you're the thrower, you're going to pick someone and then play some of these pumpkin cards, the same color, against the defender. And if you're the defender, you roll this die. So a couple of these are faces of dodge, left or right. And then the other ones are drawing 1 or 2 cards. If you're a defender, you can dodge, and then you do that, you get a counter, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all the rulebook to you. But basically, you might take a hit, which looks like this. See, these are cool. I like this artwork. This is very cute. I love the color scheme. These look like, Halloween cards or decorations. I'm a big fan of this. It's a cool cat. Lots of kitties. A couple repeats here. Cool. And let's see. Then you've got... So when you're countering as a defender, if you have cards in your hand that match the color of the thrower's cards, you can try to offset the value here. So there's 2 different color splits on most of these cards here with values of 1, 2, or 3, I think. Yeah. And then you got green, yellow. Ooh, that's, I assuming, a wild. Some purples and orange, of course. Cool. I like it. Let's see. Last player left standing wins the pumpkin fights. And there's a couple tiebreaker type stuff. Cool. I like it. This is ages 6 and up, plays 3 to 6. I would assume this probably plays best with a higher player count. So that is the Funko Games Boo Hollow Pumpkin Showdown. So far, some cool games for sure. All right, checking in here. Still got a little bit of echo, says the wife. Yeah, I'm not sure really how to fix that. Let's see. Oh, wait, what if I mute the mic on the... Oh, man, that's so much better. For me, anyway. Now I don't hear myself right after I talk. Maybe that was it. Maybe. Oh, forgot one card. Cooking Showdown. All right, so if you are watching this and you live in the vicinity of where I live, / if you are Chris or Ryan, we should play this game come October. For sure. All right, what's next? All right. So I mentioned at the beginning of the video that there was one game that was opened, and I do want to show it to you anyway because I have a bit of a complaint about the packaging. And I know Eric will agree with me on this one. So this one I got for my birthday from my parents, which is awesome. For Christmas, I often give a list of games that I want to my wife, and then and my parents, and then she'll kind of distribute them amongst her family members as well. So a lot of stuff gets checked off. But I do love when someone gets me a game that I was not asking for or did not expect. Hence the thing with that Halloween game that Lauren got me. That was a cool surprise. She just kind of brought that home one day. So my parents got me this game called Scopa, the traditional Italian card game. And I know it's authentic because it is also in Italian underneath all of the English words. I do not speak Italian. I am Italian American, but I do not speak a lick of Italian. Probably no more Spanish. Definitely no more Spanish. Anyway, this was cool. An Italian game. Yeah, it's a cool gift. So basically, when you open this up, I do like the packaging, by the way, but that's where my complaint begins. So here's our box. And okay, let's see. Well, we got lots of cards. Okay, sure. And then there's a score pad, which I'm sure is very, very necessary. But maybe it is. I'm being sarcastic, in case you can't tell. But here's where the issue lies, my friends. That's it. That's all that is in this depth box. Look at how shallow this plastic part is of this insert. Could there be something underneath? Is there something that I'm missing here? No, of course there's not. Look at all that wasted space. Look at that. Look at all that wasted, that plastic. Awful. This is the game right here. It's these cards, this deck of cards, this score pad that is slightly bigger than those cards, and this rule book that could probably be a lot smaller. Now, I will say this is 3 games in 1, which, as like a board game like Snob at this point, right, is kind of like a red flag. Like, all right, just make 3 separate games. But yeah, there's no like designer on here or anything. So I'm thinking this is just like literally a card game that they play in Italy that someone just packaged together. But anyway, that's my complaint. Could be in a lot smaller box, a lot smaller. I'm talking like Quicks, like a Game Right, the magnetic tuck box type thing. But Don't know how to play it. We'll definitely give it a shot because it looks cool. Like the artwork on here. There's, I think, 3 suits. There's like these cup chalice things, and then there's these crazy, bizarre, like I, I don't know. I think they're weapons. They look like clubs of some kind, but they're also from Italy. So like it could be a big vegetable. You know, when I came across this card, it was like, all right, I'm not messing with you. You whack me with your giant squash. And then, oh man, I don't know why this makes me chuckle. And then there's some swords, which are kind of cool. Little Italian cookies. Looks like they go from 1 through 10. I don't think there's any like face cards, so to speak. Although the 10 does have a person on it. I don't know. I just really want to see these people do battle with these giant vegetables. They should have this at like medieval times or something. Bring me my squash. All right. So that's Scopa Cabana with the worst insert of all. They could have made it very small, but they didn't because they don't care. Da-da-da. All right, I gotta stop. That's Scopa. That's my only negative point of the night, and it's kind of nitpicky too. But I thought Eric would be proud of me for complaining about something that was legitimate to complain about. All right. What's next? What's next? Moving on. I would say, yeah, this is the oldest one in the unboxing list today. This was from 2 Christmases ago, and I mentioned this to Eric the other day, either on the podcast or off camera, I forget. And he was like, "Open the game. You're going to keep the game." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I just never got around to it." And that is New York Zoo. Pretty hefty box. There's a lot of pieces in here. This is from designer Uwe Rosenberg, who is famous for these polyomino style games. Very puzzly, mostly abstract, but there's always a little bit of a theme on it. And this one has probably a little more theme, I would say, than most of the other ones, like the Spring Meadow, Cottage Garden, those things. I know this game has really cool components, and it's about making a zoo. Come on, this is a no-brainer. I'm ashamed I haven't played this yet. Shame, shame. Step 1 is admitting you have a problem. Step 2 is opening the game. So we are making progress here, folks. New York Zoo, here we go. Aha, beautiful. Cool. Oh, okay. So I know that you set up different tiles, I believe, in these different like slots along this center board. It's kind of like the market, I think, where you're getting your pieces from. Here are the player boards. Which I think are all the same. They have another side. Two-sided, but I think it's... Oh, no, it's not the same. Oh, yes, it is. Cool. They are numbered, though. Maybe they're not. We don't know. Cool. So there you go. Those are the different types of animals you're going to be getting in this game. We got some flamingos or mingos, as we call them. Looks like a little fox type person. Some penguins and so maybe meerkat or prairie dog, perhaps kangaroo. And then you've got some other tiles that are going to have concession type stuff on them stands and things like that. And some rides. Look at this one. That's cool. I don't know that I've been on a roller coaster in a zoo or in an animal park. I believe Busch Gardens in Virginia has some thrill rides, and I think there's animals there. And I think I was there when I was younger, but I think it was raining and we didn't really do much. Hmm. I'll ask my parents about that one. Fascinating. All right. So we got a lot of boards with animals and different shapes to build your zoo enclosures and whatnot. And here's the best parts. Oh, look at this. This is for your for all the polyomino pieces. A little side box there. Start player marker, I can only assume. All right, so here's our mangoes. There, you know what? Let's do this. Look at that mango. Beautiful. I wonder if I can convince my mother to play this game. She loves flamingos. She probably wouldn't like this game. All right, what's this, like the Arctic fox type? There you go. Little meerkat slash prairie dog. I'm not sure what it is in this game. I do love looking at the prairie dogs at the zoo that we go to, though. They're always entertaining. They're always out. And you can walk around, see them all from different angles. Little kangaroo. And definitely the coolest of the cool, the penguino. Look at that. Just having the two colors on that makes it that much cooler. Like, I feel like if the flamingo had a white, oval kind of shape in the middle for their side feathers, that would look kind of cool. But I love these penguins. Cool. So that is New York Zoo. A game that I do want to get played because I do have another idea of a new live, or it doesn't have to be live, but I want to do more live stuff. Hence this series where I talk about games that I finally got played. Right? Either it's off the shelf of shame, or it's maybe an older game that I never played before. That's like really popular, or maybe it's just like a really hyped up game. Like, it could be a really brand new game that just got everyone's talking about and I haven't played yet. And I think a lot of people have that, issue too. So I'm thinking of doing a new series on that. Let me know in the comments below, either during this or afterwards, if you think that's a good idea. I have to think of a name. More on that later. I said moron. All right, so that's New York Zoo. Let's get that out of the way. Down there. All right. What's next? Moving on. I don't know that I'll do that one. All right. So, Chris over at the Tabletop Express recently mentioned that he was going to do something on Cartographer soon about the different maps. And I own those map expansions and have not opened them. So guess what? We're going to open them now. If you have never played Cartographers, it is one of my favorite games. It is one of my favorite blank and writes. It's a flip and write where you are drawing on a grid, which I'll show you as soon as I open one of these. And depending on the card that is flipped, that'll show you the shape. Again, it's polyomino shapes like the New York Zoo, but this time you're drawing them. And they're different types of terrain. So there's, forest, and there's like a mountain space. I forget what else. There's villages, houses that you're drawing. Anyway, there's different scoring objectives in that game. So in each season, you'll have these two objectives that you're trying to go for, and they might be things like, you know, how many, what's your largest square of grid that you have filled in, or do you have, a certain amount of forests not touching each other, or that are this many spaces, big, and things like that. And that's how you're going to score points. There's also monsters that you can draw on your opponent sheets that will give them negative points if you don't get rid of them. And so these new things here add some different maps and different things to the game. So let's take a look at this first one, which is called, I don't love this font because I think these are bees. Nebbles, Plane of Flame. I mean, this must suck to be this cartographer, to have to draw the map of this godforsaken place. And I hope that guy gets paid good money. Anyway, here's a map from Nebulous. If you have played cartographers, you recognize this grid, although it looks like there is a giant lava spewing type structure in the middle, which I'm sure will do some stuff to you during the game, and the regular old mountain spots, which are usually always there, some ruins and things like that. That's one side. Is it different on both sides? Let's see. It is slightly. The volcano thingy is in a different spot. So that's that map, and then it comes with a couple of cards. Nothing too crazy. The Rate of Fire! Rate of Fire. Seismic Tremors. And Lava Flow. Sorry, I'm reading upside down. So it looks like, if I had to make a guess, that if these cards come out, you've got to draw some red X lava, either on your map or maybe somebody else's map. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the volcanic activity that will spread around on the map in this, the Plane of Flame, cartographer's Nebbles. All right, next up is the Undercity. Interesting. So this is the Undercity Depths of Sabek. Can't say that I've been there. I tell you, the one thing I did not take into account is where to put all this stuff afterwards. Table's a mess. All right. So in this map system, ooh, this is cool. So there's a full-on subterranean part of the map here that's underground. So that's cool. And some mountain spaces. And again, yeah, the back is, oh no, this one is different in that it's one row higher where that starts. So that's interesting. So that's that map. And let's see what cards this comes with in the Undercity, the Depths of Thebek. All right. Here's the Pit. Oh. Yeah, what is this called? Azima's Bones. That looks complicated. 5 points for each different terrain type adjacent to the bottom edge of the map. Oh, okay. Interesting. One more here. The Ancient Sepulchre. I'm not sure how you pronounce that word, to be honest. Yes, I like it too, Lauren. These do look cool. See, there's so much stuff to play. There's just not enough time. So anyway, these are different scoring cards, whereas those first ones we saw look like they are cards that get drawn. So that's the difference in that one. All right. So Chris, you'll have to let me know afterwards if you have played any of these yet, and if you have an opinion on them or not. Hey, we got 2 people watching. Suckers. Somebody got lost. I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're here. Say hello. Tell me who you are. If you're just tuning in and you're still listening, we're doing some random unboxings of games I've had in Shrink for a while, and just some chats back and forth. So if you have any questions, throw them at me. All right, last map here. Oh man, I complained about the font on the first one. Because I couldn't tell if those were B's or what. And I mean, this is like so much worse. Like, what letter is that? Is that an A? Afral? Afral, plane of knowledge. Yeah, meaning if you don't know what this language is, you're screwed. Ooh. Okay, so this is drastically different. All right, so that's got little different regions that have their own little mini grids inside, and it looks like they're connected. So maybe these are islands. Maybe there's water in between, something like that. Let's see what the back is. Yeah, just different. Oops, sorry. Different orientation, different shapes. That's cool. I like the purple color background there. A little tint, a little splash of color. All right, got one more set of cards here. The Purple Stone Miners. Cool. All right, more points for being adjacent to mountain spaces. Oh, hi, it is Chris. Welcome, sir. Yes, they are awesome. What is this? Crystalline Surveyor. 1 point for each filled space in the longest complete row on each island. Oh, a lot of scoring there. Yes, that's what it was. I knew you had mentioned this. So there you go. Make sure you check out the Tabletop Express's review of these maps. This one looks cool too. 7 points for each island with at least one forest, one village, one farm, and one water space. Ooh, I like it. Definitely pumped to try these. All right, so that is the 3 maps from Cartographers. And Brian's here as well. Hello, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Love all the new Cartographers maps. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't played them yet. We've had them since I think we got them at PAX Unplugged, right? So that's coming up in December. That'll be a year. Got to get this stuff played. It's craziness. All right, moving on. Moving on. All right, next is a game that I have played before, just not my copy. And I picked this one next because Chris is here because I played Chris's copy. We played this at Ryan's house. This was during the charity stream, I believe, when we did that. Play this live, I believe. So this is Floriferous, which is from Pencil First Games, designed by Steve Finn, Eduardo Baroff, and Clementine Camperati. Pencil First makes awesome games. I know Chris is a big fan of theirs as well. So this is another Butte. Floriferous. Yes, I will join you for sure. Please and thank you. I believe that is a picture of Eduardo Baroff, maybe? I don't know. Herbaceous, same folks. And then the newest one is called, I think, Delicious, right? Is that about food? Cool. Punchy, punchy. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Hanging Chads. Speaking of flowers and hanging stuff and rattling, quick garden update for all of you who didn't ask. We have a bunch of daylilies, which are perennials that come back every year. And for the first time this year ever, I saw that one of them, I guess, germinated or pollinated or all those processes that need to happen and made some seeds. So I was like picking out some dead branches and I went to pick one up. And it was kind of like rattling. I looked inside and in this, super dried up dead flower was four little compartments and each one had this black seed in it. They were like shaking around. So I emptied them all out and I got a whole bunch. I'm going to plant them around in different spots. Floriferous has gorgeous artwork as well. I'm a sucker for any nature themed game. Honestly, that's a big draw for me. It's a theme that I love. So you already have my attention when you have anything even slightly related to nature, whether it's plant life, animals, or a combination of both. So very cool, different flowers here in this game. Yeah, maybe I'll even put a link, or Chris, you can do it at some point too, of the charity stream that we played this game on, so people can see how the gameplay is. This might be for the solo mode, I forget. But more cool components. Flowers. Wooden flowers. And then your player markers, which I really appreciate. While they're all the same type of piece, they're all different. Not by different just color, but a different shape altogether. So, more accessibility there. Curious to check out Delicious as well. Again, I've played this, my wife has not, but I know she would like it. So that is Floriferous. Man, what a mess. What a mess. All right, let's see here. Yeah, there you go. Get that time stamp on that when we play the game so people can check that out. All right, what else is next here? So, this is another game I played at the Dice Tower Retreat last year. Put on my Christmas list. I liked it a lot. It's called Farm Shop. Now, my buddy Steve, who went to the retreat with me and has been on the channel before, excuse me, I don't think he loved this game too much. His big dig was kind of the artwork, and I can't say that I blame him. He said, and this might be an app. He said it looks like an app game artwork, and there probably is a game called My Farm Shop. It may even be that this board game is based on that. I don't know. I don't play a lot of those games, so I don't know. But I could picture this being one, and certainly the artwork looks like that. So yes, all right. The artwork is not the best, but the gameplay was pretty cool. So the people I played it with said, or one of the people anyway, said that it was kind of comparable to Space Base, which I have also not played. But if it is anything like this, I think I would like it. Because in this game, roll some dice, pick one of them to get kind of like an upgrade to your farm stand thing. And the remaining dice value is going to like trigger some different actions. So you're basically upgrading parts of your farm spaces that do different stuff. And so it's almost like a little worker placement, but more just like mashing dice. And then you're selling that stuff for money. Like many, many games. Oh, careful. Farm Shop. There you go. All right. So This one is ages 8 and up, plays 30 to 45 minutes. From Rudyard Dorn is the designer on this from Pegasus Spiel. 30 to 45 minutes, 2 to 4 players. I think I played this at 4, and I don't remember it being like super long or anything. So I think that time estimate is pretty accurate. Cool. Yep. So here's your little stand. Here's your little grid where you're going to be putting your goods that you gather and start to eventually sell. So that's cool. Cool little components here. And here's all the types of stuff, all the resources in the game you're going to be selling, making stuff with. There's some eggs, some yarn. I guess that's milk, maybe? Yeah, it's probably milk. Some honey. I guess it could be pepper. No, it's probably milk. It's a farm. It's milk. Money, money, money. Some flowers. A bunch of other tokens. I forget what the rest of these do, but these are the different types of actions you can do. So you have, like, in addition to this, you have this board as well. And in these spots, when you get these numbers, you'll be getting those things, those goods, those resources. But as the game goes on, there's upgrades. Oh, let's see. We got some intel. Chris did some intel for me. Does it sound like this? The app description in Farm Shop says, Judy and Jake, you run your business, serve new customers, and discover the eco-friendly supply of your own market. Maybe? I doubt it. I highly doubt it, actually. What does Lauren say? Let's look that up too. Seems so. Yeah, it could be a little bit of a inspiration. But okay, so this is the center board, the public board. It's score track around the outside, but in the middle, this is where you're going to be putting the card upgrades, like in these spots, I believe. And so when you roll those dice, the one that you choose, you would then take that one. And then, like I said, the other dice are going to do something or more than one thing for you on here if you split them up enough. Some regular old dice, some scores, but look, they give you a bunch of plastic zip blocks. I love when games do that. So that is my farm shop. See if I can get these open right quick. If not, everyone will be fine. Fascinating, fascinating. So much plastic. Yeah, just different goods, combinations of money and goods. Let you trade stuff, sell it for that amount, so on, so on. If you have a space that's just one milk, this can upgrade it to 2, and so on. So, nothing game changing about this game, but the combination of mechanics, I think, is, I don't know, unique enough. I think it's fun. So that is my farm shop. Yeah, the artwork definitely looks like the same, for sure. I could see that. I can picture it now, the ad on my tablet or on my phone with this farm girl on the cover here telling me to sell some eggs. All right, how we doing on time? Oh, all right, not an hour yet. Almost. All right, I got 3 more. 3 more. All right, next one. Similar in that played it at the retreat for the first time, and then put it on the list. Although this one I bought at PAX. So this one, actually, the designer was at PAX Unplugged with the game, so I got to speak to him before I bought it. This is called On the Rocks. Now, I will say, right off the bat, ah, what are you gonna do? But I will say the production on this game is bonkers. This is such a high quality game. Definitely getting your value for this one. So it's I believe, husband and wife actually teamed together to design this. Michael and Christina Petrie, if I'm saying that correct. And they self-publish this, I guess, because it's Pentry Games, which sounds like a play on their last name. So I can only imagine the amount of time, work, love, dedication, and tears that went into producing this game. Gorgeous cover, nice shiny, and not a light box either. You'll see why in a minute. Yeah. All right. So I love the packaging of this game because it is very thematic for what the game is about. You're at a bar. So you have your little player aid. Here is kind of like a little drink menu. Even the font is like that. I do really love when a game's theme, even if it's pasted on, like some people say, if you go and make the whole package really thematic, it makes a huge difference. I think of the game New York Slice, which is a game about pizza that comes in a box that opens like a pizza box, and every component in there is ridiculously thematic with the pizza theme. And this game is very similar in that everything here is really about cocktails and being at the bar. So you got some lemon wedges here, which mark off some stuff on your player board. Got the coaster. In this game, you are going to be drafting marbles. Yes, marbles. And so they can go in here and they rest in these little divots of this little coaster. Cool looking translucent dice. And man, oh man, check this out. This is what I mean, folks. Look at this. Look at this. This is legitimately like a menu. This is your player board. It is just like a menu at a restaurant drink menu. It's even got the shiny, black parts here, and it's really thick. Ah, so good. So good. So here's your player board where you're going to be placing, as you draft these marbles, you're going to be building your drinks by putting them in there and then putting some extras up here for extra points and whatnot. But man, I can't say enough good things about the production in this game. So you've got all of those, and then you've got nice quality bag for all the marbles. Get some baggies, and here we go. Wow, that is an odd shaped Ziploc, isn't it? Very cool. Very cool looking marbles. Again, it could just be regular, plain colored, and they are solid colors, but they're so like bubbly inside. They're so shiny. Looks better in person. Ah! Already lost one. Jeez. So, what you're doing is you get these drink cards that have a requirement based on the marble color. And as you're drafting, you're going to be trying to replicate and build these drinks on your player board. Chris, I do not condone the consumption of alcoholic beverages during gameplay. However, I have also been known to lie. So yes. But no, to your point, yes, of course. And how thematic, right? If you're going to make an evening of this, man, there's so many tie-ins you could do with this. It's just stuff like this is great for the hobby. It really is. So here's, again, I'm not going to go through every single card, but just to give you an idea what the anatomy of one looks like. It's got the point value and then the requirements of the color marbles that you'll have to get to make that drink. And so there's different categories, right? So all of these this shape is the highball glass. These are highball drinks, and that's a specific spot on your player board as well. There's more highballs, and then you got your hurricane shape drinks. Again, different ingredients. You don't have to fill these in any kind of order. If I remember it correctly, you can kind of skip around a little bit. So that's how you make the drinks. And the way the drafting works is you got these little, again, components. Amazing! These nice silicone little bowls that you put in a circle, and then you pull from the bag randomly. Well, yeah, kind of random. It's a certain number, and then you then drop them around in a circle. And so as the game goes on, these are going to get filled up with different amounts and different colors of marbles. And when it's your turn, you draft one of the cups. You take them all, and some of them are bad for you. There's spill cards that happen, and some of the marbles I think are negative. I forget which ones. Oh yeah, here's spills. So these are negatives. I forget how you get these. I think one of the color marbles is a spill, and if you have to, you weigh your options, right? If the cup has like a lot of what you need, but there's a spill, it's like, all right, let me, high risk, high reward, roll the dice and see if I got like that screwed. But anyway, these are all bad. So things like remove 2 blue ingredients, 2 green, etc., etc. Remove all ingredients from that highball, whatnot. So negative stuff, basically, to mess with your drinks. Some money. And yeah, that is on the rocks. Lauren, I know Holly's not a huge fan of, well, I know she's a fan of cooperative games. This is not a cooperative game, but I think she would like this because it's about making cocktails. Pretty cool. Everyone's lying. Everyone's calling me a liar right now. I said it. I called myself a liar, guys. I said it. Yes. Well, to be fair, I drink wine many times when I'm not playing viticulture either. But yes, that would be a great thematic tie-in as well. So that is on the rocks. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous looking game. And I should say I do have. All right, we're gonna try to make this very not messy. I'll be right back. See how quick I was? Told you. I forgot that there was a extra promo pack that I got for this game as well, which had, I believe, the designer said they got like fan made recipes, drink cards for the game. So this whole pack, I believe, is, well, they're not in the game, regular game, but I believe these were fan made. That's awesome. Bomb pop, cocktail, sanctuary, little surfer thing. Yeah, these are cool. Again, great artwork. Yeah, some of these are definitely very unique. That's for sure. Couple hurricanes. Is that Texas one? I guess. Cool. So yeah, extra bonus. More drinks. All right, we are almost finished with theirs. Such a little room. You don't see how messy the rest of this table is, folks. I'll tell you that. All right. So that's on the rocks. Definitely want to get that played. All right, 2 more. I promise, we're almost done. All right, next game was a game that we got from this company called Unbox Boredom, which is a subscription-based board game of the month kind of thing that my wife and I have done for a couple years now. You have basically they give you a choice of 3 games, and you pick one. and you get that game in the mail a few days later. They have different levels of subscriptions. You can do it every month. You can do it every other month. I think you can do it every quarter, four games a year. I think. Um, but really cool concept, great company. They're very flexible. For example, there's been a couple times where I've I owned all three of the games that were offered. Uh, and then basically they let you go back and choose something that they still have inventory of from a previous month, or you can just get a credit gift card or whatnot. Anyway, this one. So I talked about a lot about putting games on a wish list, and another game that I played at the retreat last year um, was a game called Blitzkrieg, which was a World War II in 20 minutes was the tagline on that. Rolling dice and kind of placing them in these different um, areas on the board that were different theaters of World War II. Two-player only game, or I think there's probably a solo mode. But anyway, play that with Steve. Really, really, really fun. So I put that on my wish list. I didn't get that game, but this second implementation of this game came out pretty recently, and this one is called Caesar Sees Rome in 20 minutes. So a very similar concept with a different setting. So again, this is yeah, it does say 1 to 2 players. I don't play mini games solo, but I am very intrigued by 2-player games because there are 2 adults in this house that play games, and a lot of times it is just the 2 of us. So it's good to have a good 2-player arsenal on your shelf. So this is from designer Paolo Mori from PSC Games, and again, 2 players, 20 minutes. Good. I'm glad that the time on the box says 20 minutes, and it says it in there too. That'd be really bad if it was a different time. All right, let's check out what you get in this box. Okay, decent sized rule book. Oh, cool. So cool board here. Looks like you'll be placing these matching tokens maybe in these different parts of the map. Again, I'm not 100% sure on the play style of this because I'm assuming that it is a little bit different than Blitzkrieg. Got some punching to do here. Oh yeah, this is very specifically solo stuff only. All right, so it looks like it's probably going to be red versus yellow, I guess. Forget. Who are you in this game besides Caesar? Not sure really. Expansions of Rome. Solo rules. Cool. So you get this is definitely similar to Blitzkrieg. You have this little shield that the back of is your guide to what the tokens and stuff do, and you're gonna have that stuff behind you. And here's your bag. I didn't mention it is a bag building game. It kind of points from this bag. So, okay, cool. These are really nice, and it's cool that there are the 2 different people because it's 2 different people playing the game. So this is Caesar. I don't know who this is. I probably should. Anyway, so these different things do different stuff. This one of them lets you take an extra turn. You get extra tokens. You can control area control. If you have the most in a spot, you can poison people. Or you can use your might to flip someone's token over, or you can use your centurions to use influence instead of drawing from your bag. Cool. So that's Caesar. Sees Rome in 20 minutes. I feel like I just saw somebody post a video of playing the solo version of this. I don't remember who it was. Oh, it was Long Distance Gamers. Someone did it on there. All right, Hail Caesar. All right, folks. Thanks for sticking with it. We got one more. This is a big one. Save the big one for last. I don't back a lot of Kickstarters, and when I do, I usually don't ever go all in on a Kickstarter campaign. I usually go for the most basic, above the $1 thing, but I want the game, obviously. But every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? It'd be cool to have the deluxe stuff. We have the deluxe stuff for Isle of Cats, and it's really cool. So I decided to go for the deluxeified version of this game that just started to get delivered to Kickstarter backers. This one is really big, really heavy. It is Keystone, North America. This is from a relatively new company, Rose Gauntlet Entertainment. They have a really cool logo. You can see that there. Yeah. Very nice. And this one is by Jeffrey Joyce and Isaac Vega. As you can see, right from the cover, gorgeous artwork. I mentioned earlier, anything with nature in it, I am usually on board for. Now, what I don't remember is which parts of this were the deluxe parts. Probably should have looked that up before I did this, but whatever. Plastic, plastic, plastic. Nice, shiny, shiny, shiny cover. Very cool. All right, here we go. Keystone North America Deluxe Edition. There's a little note here from the founders and owners of Rose Gauntlet Entertainment. Thank you. Ooh, nice rule book. I can already tell this is a good rule book. It's easy to read, and I'm reading it upside down currently. There are illustrations that show actual in-game examples of what it is that you're doing and what your score sheet might look like. Oh, that's okay. Now I remember what one of the things was. It's the player map. Oh, yeah. We're going to have to move this. I think this is the only player map that I own, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, man, oh, man. Check that out. Gorgeous. That is awesome. Really, really cool. All right, what else we got in here? Bags, thank you. Some punchy, maybe point tokens. These look like some actions you'll be able to do. Some kind of clipboard. Guess you're flipping those at some point. Oh, cool. I think this is the solo. Yeah. We got the trailhead and there's all these different things. Yeah, I may have to go ahead and be a solo gamer for this one. There's all these different assignments and things to do. Different animals to find. Ah, so cool. This is really nice. Aha. These are some sealed envelopes that I will not be opening yet. I'm going to move this because it's really nice to look at this. Mat is beautiful. It's a real beaut, Clark. Mhm. Oh boy, oh boy. Look at that. Very nice. And I'm wondering, yep, these are all different. Very cool. Cool birds there. Let's see. This one. This is so exciting. Oh, that's gorgeous too. Nice fall background, some bears, some deer. I love it. Cool. And you got your tundra type area here. All right, so you got square cards in this game. I'm assuming that they're going to be going in these different spots here on your board. And if I remember correctly, I think this game also has unique artwork on every card. I think every card is different. A squirrel, a wolf, beautiful trees, ooh, a lynx, long-tailed weasel, Mexican spotted owl. Gorgeous artwork here. I'm assuming that there's some point values here and perhaps certain terrain requirements or things to look out for, like the snake, I guess, is venomous. Hello, Liz. Welcome and thank you for joining. This is Keystone North America, the deluxe version. I just got this delivered from Kickstarter. I mentioned earlier that I don't back a lot on Kickstarter. When I do, I don't usually go for the biggest giant level of pledging, but on this one I did. I knew I like it. Nature theme. I know Isaac Vega does great work, design work as well, and this was a brand new company in Rose Gauntlet Entertainment, so I wanted to support them as well. Turkey vulture, disgusting. So that's some of the nature cards. Looks like there's a couple more packs of those, although this looks like, oh, okay, so some of these are like terrains or habitats, and some are actual wildlife. So there's just forest. Okay, so these are some repeats because you're probably going to be using these more often. Probably going to be placing animals in here. Yes, nature themes are awesome. I did mention earlier that I'm a sucker for them. You can go back and look at some other stuff that I unboxed, but anything with animals and flowers and things like that is just, I'm going to be automatically intrigued. And I say often it has a lot to do with bringing new people into the hobby, right? Like, not that I want to ever force things upon people, but if you're trying to get someone to discover this joy of gaming that a lot of us have that we didn't know about at some point, there's so many themes in games that you can hook anybody with any interest that they might have as a hobby or just something they enjoy. And nature is one of those. I mean, it explains why Wingspan was such a huge hit, right? And I know that me personally, I cannot be the only person that this happened to, but during the pandemic, a lot of sitting around, a lot of being alone, or not alone, but well, some people were alone, but being in your home or at home. And I started looking at birds more than I used to, and actually trying to figure out what they were, what kinds they were, and it's stuff like that that's just really easy to get people into this if you know something that they like. And Chris talks about this a lot over on Tabletop Express. Games like Parks, Trails, and games like this. And I can only imagine that there will be more of this game, being that it's titled Keystone North America, just like with Wingspan. I would not be surprised if there are other regions, other continents to follow at some point. So let's see. I think that might be it for here. Just a score sheet, and then, like I said, these envelopes, which I'm not going to open yet. I'm not going to read the rule book in front of you, but curious if they mention them anywhere kind of quickly. Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, I definitely looking forward to this. All right, folks. So that's all of the unboxing that I plan on doing today. But we had a good amount of games, and I know a few of you are still here, so I'm sticking around for a little bit for sure. Liz also says, I feel Wingspan opened up the floodgates for more nature themed games. I agree. I think that Wingspan showed how you can take a theme like, it's not as broad as just nature, it's birds specifically, and really have a good gameplay on. The game is great. The game is great. It's a great game mechanics. It's worker placement, a little bit of chain reactions, end game scoring. It has all these classic things that a lot of other games have, but it has a very, very unique theme, and that makes a huge difference. So yeah, I think I challenge people. Tell me what your hobby is, and I can find a board game that you would like. I think. Liz also says Keystone Africa. Yeah, for sure. Wingspan, I know, just announced, or the game didn't announce this. um, Jamie Stegmaier announced that the new expansion is uh, India, right? Asia? Just Asia? I forget. I think it's Asia. It's Asia. The one bird they showed, I think, was a bird from India. So yeah, that's a game that we will always get everything for. And yeah, my wife will chime in here. Definitely the game we upgraded the most. Yeah, for sure. That box is ridiculously heavy because it's full of more components than one person might need. But it's like my favorite game. So again, why not? All right. Anything else here before we start to wrap up? Asia. Yes, thank you, Liz. It is the Wingspan is the Asia expansion. And I think I had also seen that Jamie said there was a not a big box version of the game, but like a big box organizer for the game that would hold everything that's currently out there, including the new one, and with some extra room. He didn't specify how much, how many more expansions or versions might be coming of the game, but it sounded like there was going to be room for more stuff. So that'll easily go on my Christmas list for sure. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Liz. Yes, it's the nesting box. Perfect. That's a great name. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't think that comes with anything. I think it's just the storage thing, which is fine because then it'll, the prices for just that thing. You don't have to get a game with it. But yeah, that's something that I would definitely look into because right now I've got the base game box loaded up with almost everything. The European box is empty. Um, but the Oceania box has the other player boards because it came with new player boards that are integral to that version of the game. So I could use a bigger box. And MeepleSource upgraded tokens space. Oh yeah, there you go. You do need a lot of extra stuff. I just It's going to be a whole shelf of just Wingspan at some point. We've got the upgraded bird feeder up there. Put the dice down, a little bird goes pop pop. It's pretty cool. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap things up here. If you have any questions about anything that I showed you afterwards, ask them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was pretty randomly decided to do. I just try to get something out on the channel once a week, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. So I thought, why not do something like this? Checked off a couple of boxes. I got a lot of stuff opened. Got to talk to some cool people, and now there's a mess here, but that's okay. We'll clean it up. So what else is coming up on the channel, or what have we done? Designer Debut, new series that started a few weeks ago. With our very first episode was Dan Hughes, who designed the dungeon crawler Cora Quest with his daughter Cora. And then last week we had Ambi Valdez on, who did not design the game, but she wrote a children's book about board games called Board Game Day. So check that one out as well. Eric and I will have our September podcast videocast episode probably on September 1st. And then, yeah, I don't know. We got couple more designer debuts lined up. And again, I mentioned earlier, I want to do something about playing games for the first time, a new to me game, because I think I could do that live and have some guests who are in the same boat, um, and have just played something for the first time. So, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Leave some comments, and love you all. We will see you next time. Goodbye, wonderful humans. Bye, 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 bye.